don't make progress in Johannesburg, South Africa cannot make progress. If you understand that Johannesburg is the economic hub of South Africa, and indeed of Africa, then you would realize that if we don't get it right here, we will not be able to get it right anywhere else. So it's not a mistake that we are targeting Johannesburg. It's not a mistake that we have to make sure that Johannesburg gets to work. Statistics South Africa says now we are sitting at more than half of young people who should be in a place of work are not working. If you now walk around, you go to some of these taxi ranks, you see young people who are wasting away. Young people who are living a life of squalor, a life of drugs. You go to your Alexander, you go into some of these areas, you are seeing chaos that is building up. While others are busy dividing the people on racial basis, we are saying, let's build a South Africa, let's build a Johannesburg that is able to cater for all its people. While others are busy fighting over their lists, and who gets to be on the list and people are shooting each other, we are saying, let's go out and campaign and give the people of Johannesburg hope. While others are saying, no, we are a party of this one, or a party of that one, we are saying, let's build a Gauteng and a South Africa that belongs to everybody. While others are not even able to pay salaries of their own employees and not able to submit lists on time, we are saying an organized organization will make sure that all these things are taken care of and we are able to do it. How can you trust somebody who cannot even pay their own employees to be able to run the funds of a whole municipality like Johannesburg? So we are ready. Are you ready? We are sitting at a time and a place where we have to make history. This building right here is a building that begins to then change everything for the residents of Johannesburg. This building right here is a building that will begin to then change the hopes and aspirations of people of Johannesburg. Whether you are living in Alexander, you're living in Soweto, or you're living in Sandton, this building here must say, I am going to give you the best services ever. This building here must represent the hope and the future of the people of Johannesburg. This building here must say to this metropolis officer sitting in the back, we want to give you the best resources so that you can protect the people of this city. This building here must represent the homeless people that find themselves in the streets and say, we want to make sure that there is a shelter for you. This building here must represent that old man or that old lady who is now sitting at home without water or electricity because the municipality has been failing to provide for them. That's what this building represents. But I want to say, I am here as the provincial leader today because I need to endorse Mpho, Dr. Mpho Phalatse. I am standing here as the provincial leader of the Democratic Alliance to say the Democratic Alliance has the full confidence in Mpho Phalatse. Not because she's just a woman, not because she's just a member of the DA, but because she's a capable somebody. She has proven it time and time again when she was the MMC. And we are saying, Mbokoto, woza uyabizwa, sabela uyabizwa. We are saying, Bokoto, the people of Joburg are calling upon you to come and deliver. We are saying the people of Soweto are saying we are tired. We need services. The people of Sandton are saying we want to be contributors, but we don't want to be racialized. The people of Alexander are saying the president promised us 1 million houses, but not even a single one has been built so yet. You remember that? Silili promised the people of Alexander 1 million houses. Not even one has been built since the time that he's promised those. So Mbokoto uyabizwa ukuthi sabela uzwenzela abantu base Joburg.
Yeah.
So I want to then say to you, colleagues, the work ahead of us is huge. But I promise you this, it is going to be worth it. when we win this municipality and we deliver for the people. Whether you are sitting in El Dorado Park, whether you are sitting in Asia, whether you are sitting ko Soweto, whether you are sitting ko Sandton, or whether you're sitting ko Rosebank, or even here in Hillbrow, we need to clean Johannesburg. We need to make sure that Johannesburg is able to provide services to its people. We need to make sure that the clinics are operating how they're supposed to be operating. But we want to do it without any coalition partners. So it's going to depend on all of us to get on the ground and get that 50+1. So from now on, our sign is this.
Oh.
That's our new sign. Until election, this is our sign.
Oh.
50+1. That's our sign. And that's what we're going to need to do on the ground. 50+1. We don't want to go into coalition government. We want to get into these offices, march into these offices with a clear mandate of delivering to the people without depending on others, without being pulled by our noses by people who don't want to take the responsibility of the decisions once they are taken. We know what has happened here. But I'm not going to talk for long. You're not here for me. I want to now introduce the Chama boy from KZN. The Chama boy from KZN who has taken Parliament upside down, who has ensured that people are held to account, who has ensured that those that think that they can get away with wrong, from the time that he was the chief whip to now, we say he's lyrically given. If you want to stand in front of him, you better know your story, or else you're going to come very, very short. This is the kind of leaders that we have in the Democratic Alliance. Leaders that have a vision, leaders that stand and say, this is where we are going. And we, as members of the DA, say, we only have one leader, and that's who we follow.
Yes.
We don't come and say, there's another one in Kandla, there's another one in Gauteng.
Yes.
We only have one leader that we follow, and we say, whether you're in parliament, you're in the legislature, you are the leader of the party, and we follow you. But we don't just follow you, but we follow you because you have a vision that we're all buying into. So please help me welcome the national leader or the federal leader of the Democratic Alliance, the Chama boy from KZN himself, the man who has been a councillor, who has served at every level of legislative, in the legislative levels of South Africa, Ntate John Steenhuisen. And all of you are welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day. Amanda!
John Steenhuisen, hey! 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 Leader, this is the dance. I'm Hey! 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 Viva John Steenhuisen, viva! John Steenhuisen, viva! Viva John Steenhuisen, viva!
Viva DA, viva! Phambili DA, phambili! Phambili, Mpho Phalatse, phambili!
Phambili!
Forward to victory in the local government elections in Johannesburg. Forward!
Forward!
I'm so excited to be here today, Democrats. Joburg is ready to step into a bright new era. A new era. This incredible city, the economic and some would argue the cultural hub of South Africa, just needs one thing to unlock its brilliant potential. And that is a fit-for-purpose government headed up by committed and ethical leadership. A government that knows how to look after the needs of the people and its residents, particularly its most vulnerable citizens. But also how to fling open the doors to attract business and investment and jobs to make sure that this proud city buzzes with industry and activity again. That's what Johannesburg needs. Now, historically, Johannesburg has always been a destination for people seeking opportunities. Throughout history, It has drawn people in from all across the country and in some places all across the continent with a promise of a better, more exciting future. And a future where anything is possible. Anything is possible. But Democrats, I think we all know, Johannesburg has lost its way. It's lost some of that shine. The city of gold is covered in mold. It used to be the economic heartland of South Africa, the beating economic heart of our country, and it has slipped back over the past few years, and other cities have taken its place. And we can see the visible signs of this all around. Potholes in all the streets, street lights not working, kilometers of road without a single working traffic light, verges not mowed, public parks in disarray, pavements broken, and refuse not collected regularly. Isn't that what happened to Joburg? Isn't that what happened to Joburg? Isn't that what we want to get rid of? Now, these visible signs point to a far bigger problem. And that is that there's a government that doesn't take seriously the contract that it has signed with the people of Johannesburg. It doesn't take it seriously. And when you don't take care of the small things, the everyday things, the chances are that you're not taking care of the big things. Safety, water provision, sewerage, electricity, and housing. The things that make a city both viable, livable, and also investable. So if you want businesses and you want investors and entrepreneurs to bring their money here to Joburg, then you need to give them reasons to do so, to make sure that their risk will be met with reward. They have to know that their services will not be interrupted, that their roads and infrastructure will allow them to get their goods and services to market and access their customers, and that their businesses will be safe, and that the local government will do everything it can to help them succeed and not be an obstacle in their way. Governments that understand this make their top priority putting all the basic building blocks that you need to make a successful city in place, to attract enterprise and to attract job creation. 44% of our citizens in this country do not have work because of the obstacle that this terrible government has become and this terrible government in the city has perpetuated on the people of Johannesburg. You need to be a government that's opening the doors to business. But opening the doors to business just represents one part of the challenge that we face as a city. The other part of the government's responsibility is towards the vulnerable people in the city. These are the people who require the safety net of a caring and capable government. And this is particularly true in a large metropolitan city like Johannesburg. This kind of environment, with its rapid urbanization and its huge social challenges, requires a mindset in government to be both business friendly, but also to be empathetic. Empathetic, understanding what the needs of the people are. And that's why today's mayoral launch here in Johannesburg, in front of the council chamber, where we intend to get a majority after the local government elections, is so important and has me so excited. I believe in Mpho Phalatse. I believe that in Mpho Phalatse, Johannesburg has a mayoral candidate that ticks every single box. As a medical doctor, she is undoubtedly smart and accomplished, and she will run an efficient, hands-on administration for the people here in Johannesburg. But she also has a proven track record through her various roles in the public sector or in the health industry over the years, as well as her time as an MMC for health and social development in this very metro. She has the heart to run a caring, capable, and humane administration. All she and her DA colleagues need is enough of your votes, and by enough, I mean a clear mandate that doesn't put the government at the mercy of those who don't share this vision and this prosperity for the future of a caring, well-run city. Now, Democrats, we came close last time around, but because we didn't have the majority that we needed, we had to rely on the support of a party with which we fundamentally disagree on many, many issues. But even more importantly, this was a party that did not share any of the DA's core values of non-racialism, of respect for the rule of law, of the capable market economy, a capable state, and the ability of a capable city to be able to create jobs and opportunities for the people, not for the politicians. And we relied on this party and their support to remain in government, and they knew it, because they then acted as if they were in charge. The tail trying to wag the dog. And they started making demands on the DA that were not aligned with the DA's core values and principles and our idea of good governance. And in some instances, the previous DA-led administration gave in to some of those demands. And in doing so, we compromised some of our core values. And this reflected in the type of government we were able to offer the people of the city. But I'm here today to tell you and the residents, all of those watching at home, that we've learned a massive lesson from that chapter. And that lesson is simply this: we will never again take shortcuts. We will never make compromises that jeopardize our party's values just for the sake of remaining in government.
Yeah.
We would rather be a strong and principled opposition than a compromised and ineffective government. Because there's only one thing that's worse than losing an election, and that's winning an election and governing badly. And that is why our fight over the next few weeks is to take and convince as many Joburg residents as we can to give us and Mpho Phalatse the strongest possible mandate to govern this city and to bring the DA difference to Johannesburg and its citizens. And then to judge us after 5 uninterrupted years of DA government. 5 years where we don't have to constantly battle with somebody else's hand on the steering wheel. 5 years after which we can say, this was our best shot at bringing the DA difference to Johannesburg. But Democrats, it's not only here in Johannesburg that we learned valuable lessons about governing and how tricky coalitions can be. In Nelson Mandela Bay, after the 2016 elections, we also discovered how important it is to have a strong mandate to implement your vision. Our majority there with the coalition government was so slim and so vulnerable that it was always going to be a target for a takeover by the coalition of corruption. And so after 2 incredibly productive years, when we turned Nelson Mandela around, it was starting to move in the right direction. Our government was ousted by the coalition of corruption. And every single one of the gains that we made in those 2 years were reversed. And today, Nelson Mandela Bay is back where it started again before the DA took over in 2016. And we're going to have to work hard to fix it if we want to have a chance of getting voted back into office there. Now contrast this with what happened in the city of Cape Town after the 2006 elections. There we also entered into a shaky 7-party coalition. But in the next election, the DA managed to win an outright majority, which is what we won in Joburg. We won an outright majority. And then an even bigger majority after that in 2016. What this meant for the city was 3 terms back to back under a DA government. And that is when you start to see the big progress, the long-term plans unleashed with the long-term vision. And today, the city of Cape Town stands head and shoulders above any other metro in the length and breadth of South Africa. On every single metric, whether it's clean audits, service delivery stats, or the ease of doing business in the city. Importantly, it's also seen this way by businesses. And this is reflected by the number of new investments in the city and the metro's unemployment rate, which is the lowest out of all the metros in the entire country. But we don't even have to look as far south as Cape Town, because just down the road from this municipality is a little place called Midvaal, right here in Gauteng. Midvaal has now had 2 uninterrupted terms of DA government. And Mayor Bongani Baloyi and his team have provided a beacon of good governance and service delivery and excellence compared to the ANC-run neighbors. And when you look at the whole country, the DA governs less than 10% of municipalities. But the 5 best-run municipalities all have DA governments. On the other hand, the ANC is responsible for all the failing municipalities. They're under severe financial distress. They have no future. And there are so many of them that you can't even place them under administration anymore as a province because there's too many. There's just too many failed municipalities. The only cure for these municipalities is a change of government. South Africans, unhappy with the way their cities and towns are run, need to discover the power to fire and hire that comes with every single vote. If you want a city that works, you need to hire a government that works. It's that simple. And that is why we've chosen as the slogan for this election a claim that no other party in this country can make. And that is very, very simple. The DA gets things done. When it comes to governing a town or a city, that is the only thing that matters. Do things work? Are services delivered? Are broken things fixed? Do our lives get better? And we've clearly demonstrated wherever we govern that the DA gets things done. Now, this doesn't mean we are satisfied with our progress. We know that there are many, many things we've got to do better. And our governments spend an incredible amount of time improving the lives of citizens there. But objectively, the DA in government is frankly in a different league to any other party. And that's what we want to bring to Johannesburg on the 1st of November. This city deserves no less than the best. Almost 6 million people who call this metro home deserve no less than the best. And in Mayor Mpho Phalatse, I believe they will get the best. So spend the next 7 weeks getting to know her. She's an incredible dynamo. She's going to be hitting the streets every day, bringing her offer to Joburg's many communities. Hear what she has to say and see if it aligns with what you believe. And if it does, give her and the DA government the mandate it needs to turn the city around. I believe Mpho is the mayor Johannesburg has been waiting for. I believe she has what it takes to lead a government here that will restore Johannesburg to its rightful place as the brightest light in Africa. And so to the people of Johannesburg and to Democrats I say, the patient may be sick, but the doctor is in the house. And she's got remedies for the maladies. She's going to heal, she's not going to steal. She's going to make Johannesburg the place that it should be. So please, let's get behind Dr. Mpho Phalatse and let's heal this city. Let's bring change, let's bring comfort, and let's bring progress to this mighty place. Democrats, let's get out there and get it done.
Yeah, yeah. Viva John Steenhuisen, viva! Viva John Steenhuisen, viva! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the future mayor, Mpho Phalatse! Ayaya Mpho Phalatse, ayaya! Pata Mpho Phalatse, pata! Gana Mpho Phalatse, gana! Ayaya Mpho Phalatse, ayaya! Puma ANC, puma! Gana Mpho gana! Viva! Viva! Why, Mbogoto, Why, Mbogoto,
Fellow Democrats and fellow residents of Johannesburg, it's such a privilege and honor to be your mayoral candidate in our beloved city of gold. We all stand here today united in our goal, in our dream of turning our city around and getting back its golden shine. But if we are to strive for that shine, we need to face the burning reality of where our city is right now. The city of Johannesburg is broken, but it can be fixed again. The solid foundation that the DA endeavored to construct 5 years ago amassed great progress. Even though it was only 3 years, that foundation for a beautiful home was solidified. With the issuing of 8,587 title deeds, the handing over of 7,857 housing units, 1,500 new JMPD offices, the investment of and repairing and upgrading of 12 electricity substations, the resurfacing of 938 kilometers of road, 11,000 ablution facilities to various informal settlements, and so many more good governance successes that improved the lives of all Johannesburg residents. It was during this time that I served as your MMC for Health and Social Development, where I personally oversaw the rollout of 10 mobile clinics, extended the working hours at 27 clinics, and opened 6 new clinics and 5 substance abuse treatment centers. But of course, we had our challenges while we were in government. Not everything can be smooth sailing. Legislation and processes can delay what you want to get done. And often, leadership fails you when you're striving to fight for the residents. Instead of leadership dedicated to service delivery for the residents, sometimes that leadership seeks to please those who have no interest in fixing the city and make demands through the back door that compromise our values and our principles. That will not happen under my watch. There will be no pandering to red berets who do not ascribe to our values and principles of good governance, the rule of law, and constitutionalism. We will fight to get the majority so that all residents of Joburg can enjoy uninterrupted service delivery and never have to worry about corrupt criminal parties seeking to steal the services that you deserve. This is what we're seeing right now. After 3 years of DA good governance, we saw corrupt parties steal the city from its residents. Our solid foundation started to show cracks after these corrupt politicians beat it with their sledgehammers. The most basic services are not reaching residents. While some might experience a shortage of one service, others can experience a shortage or non-existence of many others. Many residents regularly experience power outages, so frequently that they no longer worry if the lights will go out. It is now a question of when it will happen. Shockingly, we've seen a complete failure of water supply prevalent in various parts of the city, and in many cases for days on end. In a city of gold that has lost its shine, residents do not need slogans and the propaganda of a world-class African city. You need reality. You need hard work, selfless commitment, and vision. And we will start by getting basic service delivery back on track. Wherever the DA governs, life gets better. It's a fact. DA governments get things done. And this is possible in Johannesburg after these elections. Together, let us end the rot. Let's end the decay. Let's stop the decline and get Josie working again. I'm energized daily when hitting the ground in this campaign, being one with our residents, hearing them, and taking forward their plight. And in me, the people of Johannesburg have a champion, a friend, and I'm wholeheartedly committed to building upon the DA's record of good governance for the people of Johannesburg so that we can take our city back and you can have 5 full years of real change. It's an opportunity to galvanize the whole of society, to reimagine and rebuild Johannesburg as a city of hope, alive with opportunity. We will clean up the administration, clean up the city, sweep out the rot, deliver services, grow the economy, and make Johannesburg the city of golden opportunities. There's nothing so wrong with the city that cannot be fixed by what is right with the city. We can indeed fix our broken city. We can invest 20 billion rands initially on fixing, replacing, and upgrading our roads, our bridges, our water pipes, wastewater plants, and our power grid. Such an investment will solidify the framework of critical infrastructure so that other services can be easily delivered. Just imagine a smoothly tarred road that ensures that the ambulance or fire engine can get to their emergency call on time. Maintained and upgraded substations can survive the impact of Eskom-sponsored load shedding, cable theft, and sheer vandalism, and not result in further outages for residents. As things stand, our city has disappointed us. But I intend to turn this around. My administration will work with the city's officials and its entities to provide the following: access to clean drinking water for all residents, water leaks fixed within 24 hours, potholes filled within 72 hours, a vast reduction in electricity outages, more recycling at source in collaboration with reclaimers, and clean streets. These are the most basic services that we will get right. When we get basics first right, we can continue to build a beautiful, shining city. But on top of basic services, residents deserve to feel safe. Even a municipality at the most basic level of government, my administration can roll out tangible solutions on its own to make sure that you feel safe and secure. We can achieve this by integrated policing, where SAPS, the private sector, and community organizations collaborate to monitor areas, provide alerts, and share capacity. A dedicated anti-land invasion unit to stop land invasions. 150 park rangers to make our parks safe. Fire stations that will have a full allocation of fire engines and equipment. A dedicated prosecution unit and functioning municipal courts to ensure that bylaws are taken seriously and transgressors are prosecuted. Regular inspections to crack down on illegal building and land use. For too long, the JMPD has been associated purely with traffic, coupled with a negative reputation for bribery. At the same time, aggressive metro officers have broken down trust, the trust that is needed between the law enforcement and law-abiding citizens. I will work to fix JMPD and ensure that crime prevention is indeed a focus and becomes more effective so that the residents can start to really feel safe again. I'll also work to improve training for our JMPD officers when dealing with the public. No one should unreasonably be made to feel like a criminal just for being pulled over during a traffic stop. Every resident has the right to be treated with respect, while every Metro Police officer has the right to have their legal instruction obeyed. I certainly won't stop there. Just because SAPS is not under the municipality's control doesn't mean that I can't go knocking on the doors of provincial and national government to get things moving. And believe me, when I go knocking on those doors, they will be answered. But while I'll be fighting every day to get national and provincial government to come to the table, I want to make sure that every resident feels cared for by this municipality. I will inspire every civil servant of the municipality's 33,000 staff complement to believe that they have the purpose of positively changing the lives of residents. I will shift the thinking of every employee from my job is in this position, in this department, to I am a part of a municipality that helps to make your life better. We're going to ensure support for vulnerable residents, including fair rebates on services. We will ensure the best functionality of the e-health system to safeguard and manage patient data and reduce queues and waiting times at clinics. More nurses to provide quality care to our residents. More local clinics nearer to where you live. Help for the homeless, including shelters, skills development, rehabilitation facilities, and work opportunities in collaboration with NGOs. Upgraded old age homes with qualified staff to take care of our elderly. And so much more. We can once again become the city of golden opportunities. It is time to restore Johannesburg as the economic hub of the country and the continent. Business, whether big or small, needs to feel welcomed in the City of Gold. They need to feel that they can operate without any unnecessary hurdles imposed by local government. To this effect, we will ensure that all city processes and applications can be done online with full tracking and quick turnaround times. We can also ensure a transportation system that ensures you experience a safe commute and get to work on time. Revitalized industrial parks in townships that are safe and can attract investment. Fair access to EPWP opportunities and fair allocation of local contracts through an audited electronic system. More opportunity centers throughout the city to support businesses and encourage entrepreneurs. While a national government drags its feet on economic recovery, not bothered by those who've suffered great economic losses due to the COVID-19 pandemic and lockdowns, a DA-led Johannesburg municipality will pick up the baton and delivery for you, the residents. We are going to build a new Johannesburg where every resident can feel that they belong, a city that they can be proud of again. We will upgrade informal settlements with basic services, emergency access, and security of tenure. Community libraries with free Wi-Fi and maintenance and upgrading of sports and arts facilities.
Yeah.
We're going to wipe out corruption in every corner of this municipality, whether in supply chain management or the notoriously broken down billing system. And we will rid the system of the rot that blocks good governance and services from taking place. Nothing will get in our way of making sure that the city starts working for you. We're going to ensure that your billing query is resolved within 7 days. We will ensure online services for license renewals and make sure that you have qualified, capable, and customer-friendly city officials ready to serve you. In a DA-led government in Johannesburg, there will be someone to answer your phone call. In a DA-led Johannesburg, you will get a reply to your email. We will stop the scourge of corruption, patronage, and wasteful expenditure that arises because of weak contracts between the city and municipal-owned entities such as City Power, Johannesburg Water, Johannesburg Roads Agency, and many others. These entities are municipal-owned and they get their funding from you, the ratepayer. They will cease to serve corrupt criminal politicians, and they will start to serve you.
Yeah.
There will be no contracts or service level agreements that allow rogue entities to do as they please. There will be severe consequences when services are not delivered. My fellow Joburgers, when we get into government, and once we've fixed our foundation and got basic service delivery back on track again, we will continue moving Joburg forward and make our city a smart city. There will be digital record keeping of all customer engagement with the municipality to understand each customer's needs, preferences, and service history. Integration of agencies both within and outside the municipalities, such as the use of the city's CCTV network to assist law enforcement in apprehension and prosecution. Through smart procurement, we can improve accessibility to government contracts to a wider number of deserving, competent companies, and in the process, reduce the human interference where corruption takes place. Smart recruitment can also ensure that we are fully staffed with people that are fit for purpose, and we can thus eliminate that other form of corrupt human interference, nepotism. We will build Johannesburg and make it shine again. We will get basic services back on track so that you can finally get what you paid for and what you deserve.
Yes.
We will work tirelessly until election day to show you what a dear majority can mean for you. We will bring you uninterrupted service delivery. We will keep the criminals and corrupt away from your money. And we will continue to grow Johannesburg to become that shining city of gold of South Africa and of Africa. We will make it happen. Yes. We will change the city once and for all.
Yes.
I'm ready. And so are all of you.
Yes.
My fellow residents, my friends, my family, my neighbors, on the 1st of November, you have a once in 5 years opportunity to make the right decision for you, for your children, and for generations to come. I pledge myself to you to be your mayor in the next 5 years. Vote for my party, the Democratic Alliance, and we will give you 5 full years of real change. I thank you.
Viva Mpho Phalatse, viva! What in Tabafazi? What in Tabafazi? What in Timbogoto? What in Timbogoto? Njana Mpho njana! Njana Mpho njana! Njana Mbogoto njana! Hoi hoi, Dr. Mpho Phalatse, hoi hoi! Hoza! Ay man, hoza! Toma! Hoza! Toma! Hoza! Yes! Yes! Hoza! Toma! Toma! Hoi hoi! Ay, Mpho Phalatse, ay! Chuma, what did you
I see my light.
What did you
From the west down to the east.
Hey!
Any day now. I shall standing next to me in this lonely crowd.
Mpho Phalatse, Mpho Phalatse,
Crying,
Chuma!
crying out that he was brave.
Yes, sir!
Every man needs protection. They say every man must fall.
Democrats, before leader goes, before Mpho leaves here, Dr. Mpho Phalatse leaves the stage, we are going to do this together. When I say Mpho Phalatse, you say, get things done. Mpho Phalatse.
Get things done.
Mpho Phalatse.
Get things done.
Mpho Phalatse.
Get things done.
Mpho Phalatse.
Get things done.
Mpho Phalatse.
Get things done.
Ngena Mpho Phalatse, ngena. Viva Mpho Phalatse, viva.
Viva!
Viva Mpho Phalatse, viva.
Oza!
My life from the west down.
Chuma. Viva TI, viva.
Viva!
Ladies and gentlemen.